Hello, viewers. Welcome back to the Moose Mobile Auto Repair channel, and welcome back to part 2 of this 2009 Pontiac Vibe GT, and it has a 2.4 liter engine. And if you haven't seen part 1, I will put the link in the description. And today I'm going to be replacing the crank pulley. I discussed in part 1 that the old crank pulley had a little bit of a wobble, and so I'm going to be replacing it with this aftermarket aluminum lightweight performance pulley. It's because I was not able to find the original one, because GM, they discontinued the product, and so I wasn't able to find it anywhere, and I wasn't able to get a good, decent aftermarket replacement one. So I'm just going to use this and put it on, and possibly replacing the drive belt as well. Okay, let's get started. So now we are going to remove the two bolts here, the 10mm bolts and the clip. And get the splash shield out of the way. So now, just for ease of access, we're just going to remove this whole thing out of the way so it's not obstructing our view. There's a clip here. This splash shield here has been damaged from the previous owner of this vehicle many years ago. So I had to improvise and fix this up. So I may have some different type of clips here that I used at the time to secure this. Trying to get the little guy out here. Pull this out if I can. I have a spare clip, so if I break this, it will not matter to me. Remove this here. Just pull down on it. Comes out. So now I'm going to get the belt off, but before you remove the belt, you want to draw yourself a routing diagram to know on where the belt goes on the pulleys. So now there is a fixed hex I'm using a specialty tool here. It's a 19 millimeter. It's all the way in the back here, and it's really hard to see it. It's down here. Now you can remove this from on top of the engine, but I feel like it's easier to do it from the bottom because there's more access, and I have the wheel off anyways. So I have the tool here on the fixed hex here. It's just behind the tensioner pulley here, behind here. So I'm gonna push towards the rear of the vehicle to release the tension and remove the belt. Slowly release it. This tensioner is extremely strong, so it may be difficult to do. Some of these tensioners may have a hole in which you can insert a pin so you can keep it in the relaxed position while you put on the belt, and then you can release the pin. So remove the belt now. I'm just gonna leave the belt hanging here for the time being so I can just do the crank pulley. I'm still waiting for the new belt to show up. So we're gonna remove the pulley. It's a 19 millimeter. It's on very tight. I'm gonna have to use my other impact. So now I'm gonna use my other impact and remove the bolt. Remove the pulley. You may have to use a puller tool if it does not come out easy. So now you want to compare the two. Make sure everything is the same ribs and the diameter, unless you got an undersize type. They look like the same diameter. So I may be able to reuse the old belt or use the same style sized belt on this one. So now you want to lubricate the new one with a little bit of 020 oil in here before you install it onto the engine. So now I'm just going to put some oil on the crank here. Although I lubricated it last time in part 1. but it's a good idea to lubricate it again. So now I want to install it onto the keyway here. I don't know if you guys can see that. So you want to install it onto the keyway. Line this up over here with this. Gotta make sure it goes in all the way, otherwise it will not line up. It should not spin. So now you want to lubricate the bolt with engine oil as well. Want to lubricate the bolt with engine oil. Reinstall the bolt. Want to make sure that the pulley is installed flush. You want to make sure that you don't get any dirt or debris in between there when you do the installation. So now I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit. The torque spec is 140 foot-pounds. So I'm using a torque stick to tighten up the crank pulley bolt. So I'm just going to use my electric Milwaukee impact, because the other one, it sounds a little weak because the air pressure dropped. So I'm just going to use this instead. So because that these are aftermarket parts, I just want to make sure everything is okay and that the engine spins freely and that the pulley is not obstructing anything, because you, you never know with aftermarket parts. You're always taking a little bit of a chance. Seems to be okay. So the belt is not here yet, so I'm just gonna try to reuse the old belt if it fits, and just go from there. Probably replace it in the next year when I do the AC compressor. Make sure everything is lined up before you install the belt onto the water pump pulley last, which is easier. This one is a smooth pulley, so it'll be easier to get the belt on. Just gonna go from up above, make sure the alternator is, make sure the belt is on the alternator properly. So now I'm gonna grab the tool. It's a 19 millimeter, and put it on the hex in the back here. Hard to see. I get lost at times, so I can't quite see it sometimes. Just always remember that it's in the back behind the tensioner on top on the upper left corner. That's how you will know if you're not able to find it. I'm gonna relieve the tension, bring it down, slide it onto the water pump pulley. Alternator. I have to put the belt onto the alternator still. It's not on all the way. There you go. You guys heard that? And let go. Just make sure everything is on the pulleys 100%. You don't want it to ride out on the edges of the pulleys. I've seen some vehicles where somebody installed the belt and they didn't install it properly. It was riding on the edges, and then it chewed up like 1 or 2 ribs of the entire belt. So you want to make sure it's installed properly. And you also want to tug on the belt, make sure everything is good and tight and that the tensioner is working properly as it should. Now, if you're really paranoid about the belt seating onto the pulleys properly, what you can do is manually rotate the engine and then have a look at the belt and make sure it's seated in the pulleys before you start the engine. But you don't necessarily need to do that. But if you want to be proactive and be safe, you can do that if you want. So I'm going to start the engine now. Before I do that, I'm just gonna clean the leftover oil here. I don't want to be slinging over onto the belt. So now I install the pulley and the belt. It seems to be running okay. It still has a little bit of a wobble, but I don't think it's as much as before, because I think the seizing up AC compressor is kind of throwing it out. But I'm not 100% sure. But I'll have to wait until I do the AC stuff and then and recheck everything. I still think it's still a little bit better than before. So anyhow, I just need to put everything all back together, and then I'll take you guys onto a road test, and who knows, we'll see if I feel any performance gain on top of that. That will be a plus, but it won't really matter to me, because I just wanted to fix the problem. If you learned something new and you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day and take care. So now I have a scale here. I weighed the new aluminum pulley, and it was about 442 grams. So here's the old one. See how much this one weighs. This one weighs about 1534 grams. 1,534 grams. So that's quite a big difference in weight reduction in compared to the new aftermarket aluminum pulley. So we're going for a little road test here, so seeing how the car drives. Drive it a little bit more, and there's a little bit of traffic right now, so it's I would have to be on the highway to really notice if there is any performance gain. Kill the engine, so I'm just going to conclude the repairs. That's all finished, so maybe next year in 2023 I'll do a part 3 for the AC repairs, so stay tuned, and we'll go from there. Heading back to the garage now, so I'll see you guys later. Have a good day and take care.